Here we go. Lagoon. Plays a Sicilian. And e6 Sicilian, okay. An interesting way to play. This is the con Sicilian, where you do all these pawn moves and the queen comes out next. It's an interesting way to play. Since he hasn't brought the knight out, you can bring the bishop here. That's another line. I don't know it too well. I mean, I wonder about pushing this pawn already. This diagonal is weak. But he'll put his bishop there right away, I guess. It's his castle. He did f4. Yeah, let's prepare f4, f4, e5. So he did this so he can exchange, I see. Let's defend for the moment. Okay, I could push the pawn this way too, but I guess he could push. I could put my knight here. No, I can't because there's a pawn there. Okay, let's go back to the idea of playing e5 here. Yeah, let's take away this square from the knight first. He was doing that knight maneuver. To gang up on the e-pawn. So it became critical to push the pawn at that point. He takes there. He goes there. Let's develop. Now take this knight and then develop my bishop. Because it's in too dominating a central position there, I couldn't get any decent development for my bishop. Now I can go here. I always have this possibility of playing d4 to support the e5 pawn. And what else? What can I do here? That's interesting. Well, first let's play this move so my knight is free to move. I mean my rook. My rook is free to move. Then he's a bit cramped on the king side. There's no knight here. Let's see, knight could maneuver my knight around. Yeah, so he wants to maneuver his queen around. That's kind of annoying because the queen can come in here now. But he didn't want to do that. Okay, that's cool. So start with the knight maneuvers. Okay, he's going to double rook, so let's oppose. Oppose the rook before he doubles. Yeah, trouble in these positions where both sides put their rooks on the open file. There was only one fully open file, two half-open files. But The file is too valuable to give up control, so both sides have to play there. So it's bishop and knight versus bishop pair. He can check me here, but I can block with the knight. Anyway, kind of interesting to do something like this, I think. Here, knight here could also go to this square, as well as this square. Targeting that light squared bishop. But yeah, without the rooks, I don't know about the checks. But the knight could go here too, and it won't get traded off. Interesting. So I could go here. Just to stop the check. Then there's a weakness here. On f7. If I take and he takes, then I can move this with the check. But I don't see any great discovered checks, so yeah, need to keep my knight defended, that's right. He's got to defend this point. And now the queen can come in. No, it can't come in. I don't know why I'm having all these hallucinations today. Okay, so I need to maybe rescue my knight. So I want to play G4. Okay, need to defend my bishop, but he left this square, so I could give the check first. King will go here. Let's go ahead and throw the check in anyway. And if he goes over here, it's mate. These squares are covered, so he goes there. Then check here, he goes here. Bishop check here. Where does he go? Actually, this would threaten mate. Covering the escape square of the king. Yeah, so he starts to run. So I can check. He can go here. And I can take a pawn. I mean, he can take a pawn too. It'd be nice to have more time to calculate all this. I could have threatened this pawn. With my queen. If I went here, it's pinned. His king could step up here. Let's grab the pawn while I can. And see what he does. He can grab a pawn too, if he is so bold. but he steps back. Okay, let's get my queen in line with this king. Okay, so there's a double check here, and the king is mated, isn't he? Oh, it's not a double check, but he resigned. Let's see. There's no move for the king, but he can take. But if he takes, then I take his bishop. Yeah, it was all over there. Let's go to the board. It's a complicated situation. Yeah, for a second, when I played that move, I was thinking it was a double check, but it's only a single check. There is no square for the king to move. These are all covered. Queen covers these, and the bishop covers that. But it's only the knight delivering the check, so he can just take it. But when he does that, he leaves his. No, he doesn't lose. He doesn't lose. He just wasn't ready to calculate all that out. I have this passed pawn. It's pretty strong, but there are opposite colored bishops here. Is there a better way to play that? So I played this move. Taking is forced. Now I don't have to take back right away. I could check here first. But the king can step up here again. Yeah, I think he saw this and forgot his queen was protected. And, well, I do have to move my queen. I was just wondering if I could get this in, steal an extra pawn. Let's ask the computer. After the, well, first of all, this is the move I played in the game, and this is where he resigned. It's +2. Bishop takes, queen takes. Yeah, so it wants to do the exchanges. Bishop takes, queen takes. Oh, and just take here right away because that's with check. And then it wants to go into this end game, but that's that's a good end game for me now. Even with the opposite colored bishops, I have chances to win. Okay, so before I played that move, though, yeah, this was just a winning position. And with time, when I find the right move, what is the right move here? Playing queen f6, or knight to d8, or knight to h8. Well, this is a simple idea. Just get the knight out of the way so you threaten mate here. And then when that doesn't work, you check, you take a pawn, king runs, take another pawn. So I guess you just chew up his king side there. So yeah, so it's a big difference between that and say queen f6. That's queen f6. It's not, oh, it's making a threat again to mate, so bishop out of the way. Then I can put the queen here. How about if the bishop goes back this way? Then the knight can come here with check. Ah, so that's a nice one. It's kind of a, puts this bishop into a position where it doesn't have a good move and it needs to move. If it moves off this diagonal, then I get the knight check here, which forks the king and queen. And if it moves off of this diagonal, then I can come in on d8. No, it says I should still go here anyway. And this is eventually mating with the pawn there. Okay, because I got my queen into a better position. Well, interesting game. Let's go back and play a rapid game. I can try d4 now. a1, 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 a. A. G6. Okay, let's take the center. Oh, he's playing King's Indian defense. I see. Well, I can still do a fianchetto. I like to play the fianchetto against the King's Indian defense. Although, the way he's playing this, it doesn't have to be a King's Indian. He could do something else. That's kind of a King's Indian move, though. Let's prepare to castle. I want to keep this pawn defended by my bishop, since it came under attack. I want to take back here if he takes this pawn. I don't mind if he takes my knight, so I can go ahead and kick that bishop. It's not doing anything critical, is it? Yeah, I guess it is. He takes the knight. I just ran back. If he took the knight and I took with the queen, then he could grab a pawn. I probably get that pawn back, so maybe he doesn't really want to do that. Anyway, let's castle. Okay, I'll put up the third pawn there, the C pawn. Let him take and create a hole in my structure here. He wants to do that. I might go for the pawn triangle here if he insists on playing this way. Yep, go ahead, retreat your bishop. Oh, I thought he was going to put his bishop to this square. I just wanted to provoke my advance. Okay, so I could push on with the f-pawn here. He can play there, yeah. Let's prepare to kick the knight away if it jumps into this square. I have this covered by 2 pieces, and he has it attacked by 2 pieces. He's got to go back. Now, since this diagonal is opened up, let's erase some of the other paint. Since this diagonal is opened up when I played b4 here, I have to be careful about playing f4. Take, and then there's this tactic here maybe. So what I will do is bring the bishop out and bring the rook over. And then maybe proceed with F. Proceed with F4. So I could take on passant. He just takes back. It weakens me to take on passant. I think I will just leave that pawn there. If he takes, I'll take back with a pawn. He gets an edge pawn here. And I get the possibility of pushing through here in the C file. But really my intent is to push through on the F file here. Oh, good. He pins, good move for him, I mean. He pins the pawn because I can't take. My bishop is undefended there. So I'll defend the bishop. If he takes, I can take back with the knight, or the bishop, or the pawn. Number of ways to take. I'm wondering about this move here, pushing F5. Comes with tempo, so he might exchange. He really wants to close this up, huh? Okay. So now to decide. I can take. Yes, take back, and I have a passed pawn, but he can put a knight there, and that will stop it pretty effectively, and also attack these two pawns. So let's push. He takes, I take. I could go after this pawn too, drop my queen back and try and just take it. He can't defend it easily. But let's resolve the tension on the king side first. Yeah, I don't like positions so much that are closed like this, but he kind of forced me into it. And I mean, I'm just going to play the moves I think are best all the time. And the various moves that open things up seem to create too many weaknesses for me. Okay, so let's see what he does. He could, he can't push this pawn. So I think I will get at least one half open file here, which is important. It's important to me. Then I can double my rooks on this file. Yeah, if I take there, and he takes back with the F pawn, there'll be a fully open file, but he'll already have a rook on it. Ah, so yeah, he's already poking at these weaknesses, huh? Okay, he can go to here, or to here. Let's put my queen here. And Bring my rook over when he puts the knight there. Now the interesting thing is I can actually take this pawn. Rook takes, queen takes, knight. Oh, he goes there. Okay. So he had to get out of there quickly. Yeah, I just can't allow a knight to stay in a square like that. That's too much. I was thinking maybe I'll put my knight on this square. Maybe I'll just start by putting it here, though, and then move my queen out of the way, and then I'll have the knight ready to blockade a knight ready to blockade. So he did decide to take. Okay. I thought he was going to push and lock it up after distracting my queen. Yes, so he's going to do stuff on the g file, it looks like. So let's prepare for that by getting my bishop out. Maybe pawn to g4, rook to g8, 1, rook to g1. Maybe I should put the rook on g1 first. Yeah, because of that. If my rook had already been on g1, then I would have the option of pushing this pawn forward, defended by my rook. Now he can take. It's not the end of the world, but there it is. Aha. He wants to put his knight here. He's very good at infiltrating with his knights. Okay, so let's bring my knight here. The queen. Okay. Yep. Yeah, very dangerous. You can now put the queen here, or we can put the knight there. Was there any way out of that? Check. And all these squares are covered. And the knight there, yeah. Everything is covered. And there's no way to take this. My plan was to move my queen here when he moved the knight there, but I missed the queen check. Just missed it. Well, he played a good game there. Here, let's stop and go to the analysis board. And first of all, let's do a computer analysis, because I want to see how good his play was. It seemed quite good to me. We'll get a quick evaluation and then see where I went wrong. Yeah, only 2 inaccuracies and a 22 average cent-upon loss. So that's much better than a typical player at this level. Better than I can play, to be honest. So around here I was doing good. He gave up a lot at the beginning. And he wasn't playing like a computer. I don't mean to imply that. I just mean he's a better player than his rating would imply. I wonder if he's just starting to play. Well, oh, he's only played 120 games, and he's a specialist in rapid play. Interesting. So he just played a game. So after c5, I should have taken it. I didn't like this. Because of the two weaknesses here. And yeah, I saw his bishop coming to this, but it is covered. And plus I have the ability to jump my knight in here. Let's turn on the engine and see what the best move is here. F4. Or here, let's erase my arrows. So the computer arrows are F4, Queen D2, or Rook C1. So knight 2. Knight here is not a good move. No, that keeps the advantage too. Okay. So that was where it started going downhill for me. I actually played this move. But I'm still doing fine here. And as we continue on, somewhere around here, it starts to go downhill. Yeah, he's very good with those knight maneuvers, getting him to key spots. It did not like me taking his knight, so I should have tried to live with that rather than giving him that advanced pawn. And yeah, and then by this point he has the advantage, and it didn't like the bishop move. So once again, it wants me to put Queen D2 or knight here. I was thinking about this move. I was not thinking about Queen D2 at all. I guess getting the queen away from that knight, that knight check, would have saved me at the end. But, well, that was quite a few moves away. Anyway, interesting game. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye now.